Hey, everybody. I'm Pagan Tech, and we're here with another session of the Roundtable of Fools. Some of us are nincompoops, some are idiots and ne'er-do-wells, and tonight we have Green Bear, Jerry Formal, Tommy, and a special guest, JD. Woo! Tonight we plan on talking about things and stuff like this week in computers and maybe a quick topic or two, along with our usual ramblings. Smash that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to know when I post again. That'll get you a chance to see when I come online and stream, as I never know when I can, thanks to life and that damn dying video card that I have. And now, yeah, I know, right? And now the host of our show.
We need to get that fixed.
I'm working on it. Now the host of our show, Tommy. Take it away, Tommy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm talking into not a new mic, but I've swapped with another mic in the studio. So if it sounds a little different, that would be why. So how's everybody doing? Thanks once again for tuning in to the Round Table of Fools. As Pagan Tech said, we have a special guest star tonight, an old friend of ours, goes by the name of JD. She lives down in Florida. I'll let her do the particulars after that. But so what we usually do is we start out at the top of the show, plug in our own stuff, our shows and our streams and our whatnots and our who's-its. So as she is a lady and as she is a special guest star, we will let her plug her stuff first. So no, look at the camera. Look, there we go. Yeah, you. Yeah. So what is it that you have to plug? I know you've been busy lately because we've been in close contact, but what are you doing lately?
Well, of course, I'm doing a shot at JD on Sound to Noise, Signal to Noise. Sorry about that, because I got and also I do a Sunday show with my friend Wayne at BostonRockRadio.com, and that's all like the new rock stuff by pretty much unheard of artists. Well, for the most part, because nobody's been able to get anything done in the last year. And during the day, 9 to 5, I'm just an audio transcriber. That's where I go for 8 hours a day and pretty much feel my soul die a little bit. But after that, I'm like, super DJ. So
you don't have a soul?
I did. I think 10 years of working where I work, it kind of chiseled away at it. It's like a little, like that much left. That much.
Chips away a little bit every time you go in there. I am fully with you, and I think after a day like today, Pagan Tech is right there with us.
Oh, no.
But JD has just started a show. Her first show debuted this last Saturday. The next one will be this Saturday. It comes on at 7 on Signal to Noise, stnradio.com. So check that out because the first show was fantastic, and supposedly it's supposed to be even better. So I will be stitching that together probably tomorrow at some point to air on Saturday at 7 again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, me too. I'm looking forward to all the reactions, and I wouldn't be surprised if you sent out a memo me to cease and desist after some of the stuff I played.
Hey, let me just say this: if you've ever listened to the Reverend Robert Evil and some of the stuff he plays, you're fine.
Oh,
I can guarantee that you are okay with whatever you play. It's fine.
Oh, well, by that time I want to listen. By that time, though, I'm usually out cold.
Well, his show starts at 9 on, we'll just go into, we'll do my plugs too, well, since I'm here. So the Reverend Robert Evil hosts Rising Down, which is 2 hours of, and usually more, sometimes he goes 3 or 4 hours, but it's Goth and Industrial. He does it from 9 on Friday, which is right after I finish up with the Friday Free-For-All. He goes from 9 until sometimes midnight, sometimes 1. I've turned it on. He's been going on at 2 a.m. So, I mean, it's just basically however long he wants to go, yeah. But yeah, so 2 hours of 2+ hours of Goth and Industrial on Friday nights. So that's his big show, and he does the punk show as well.
Food here? Thank you. Be right there.
My food ready?
Sorry, food calls.
Yep, go for it. he can plug his stuff, and we could just Phil, that's not necessary. But yeah, so you can find all that goodness at stnradio.com. I am now broadcast. Dude, you're killing me. I am now broadcasting 24/7. It's not live. It's the auto DJ for Citrus 3, but I've got 6 or 8 gigabytes worth of music uploaded, and it just sort of cycles through it. So so at least it's not dead air when there's nobody live. So that's something new that I started doing in the last week or so. I was actually looking into getting an iOS app created, but it's because it's Apple, it's stupidly expensive, and there's too many hoops to jump through. So I'm not going to do that right now. But what I am going to do is I'm going to go to a bunch of the internet radio indexing services and list with a bunch of indexes, 14 or 15 indexes. So when people do searches on these particular engines, or when they Google or something like that, or they look for particular radio stations, STN will be listed in there. So that should pull some people in as well. Or at least that's what I'm hoping anyway. Yeah. And then when did you say you do your show with Boston Rock Radio?
That is Sundays, typically around 3 to 6. Somewhere around there.
Ish.
It depends on whether or not I have to pick a rock star from the airport.
Oh, yes. Yes, her hubby is the guitarist. Is that right? The guitarist?
Mm-hmm.
The name of the group is Jump the Fall.
Yep.
They've been doing some touring. I guess he's getting busier now that things are starting to reopen, or at least I hope so.
Yeah, he just came back from doing a mass show, and around the 20th, that day, they're going to be heading up to some sort of festival in New Hampshire.
Nice.
So.
Well, I think festivals are going to be huge this year, just simply because, everybody misses concerts. But outdoor concerts are going to be, the business this summer, I think, just because, some states are still kind of iffy. Some are fully open. So I think open air festivals are kind of the way to go. Although Jerry Formal and I in September are going to, I don't remember the name of the venue, but it is a venue in Youngstown, Ohio. We are going to see his favorite band, Sabaton, and they are opening for one of my favorite bands, Judas Priest. So that's going to be an awesome show. Yeah.
Judas Priest, the Judas Priest with Robert?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
With Rob Halford, yes.
I've got him coming up in one of my segments on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah. No, they're one of my all-time. Judas Priest is one of my all-time favorites, like from way back.
I got a chance to talk to Ripper Owens when he was fronting for the band at that time.
For him, yeah.
Like between the Rob Halford sets.
Yes.
And yeah, I was kind of hoping that I would have been able to talk to Rob, but yes, they are an awesome band.
I was a bit of a latecomer to the Judas Priest scene. Actually, I was a bit of a latecomer to the really hard metal scene. You can thank Mr. Tommy down here for that very thing, because he's the one who corrupted me into Metallica, into Slayer, a few other bands that took me a little while to catch on to, Slayer being one of them. And Judas Priest, once I got the first Judas Priest album that I got was Painkiller, and I committed every song to memory. I was just listening to it just a couple of days ago, the entire thing.
That's a fantastic.
And then Firepower, when they came out just a couple of years ago, fucking incredible album.
Yeah.
And speaking of Metallica, I'm finally on board with Death Magnetic. I've finally been listening to it.
Yeah, it's decent.
Without the whole, it is. Yeah. I just at that time when I first got the album, I was still a bit burnt out on them.
Yeah.
Mainly I was hurting from Load and Reload, and I couldn't get past the production on Saint Anger.
Yeah.
But I've been listening. I'm sorry. I've been listening to Death Magnetic lately, and I'm back on board. Yeah, I've really been enjoying it.
Death Magnetic, yeah. And have you listened to Hardwired to Self-Destruct? Have you listened to Hardwired yet?
Too.
Yeah.
Yes, I have.
It's obviously not, Master of Puppets or any of those. But I mean, think about it. They've been making music for almost 40 years now. So you know, they're not AC/DC. They're bound to change over the years. So, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that. I mean, AC/DC found a what's the word I'm looking for? They found a formula and they've stuck with it and they've done wildly well with it. So, you know, more power.
And they're still rocking and rolling.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, except for the one that's dead.
Yeah.
And
the Young Brothers, right?
Yeah. I think it wasn't Angus. It was
the other one. I can't remember. Yeah, but yeah.
What? Who?
One of the Young brothers from AC/DC
Malcolm.
passed away. Malcolm, yes, Malcolm Young. That's right. Yeah, passed away. This has been, was it during COVID? So within the last year, or was it longer?
Wow.
I lose track of time.
It was.
Yeah.
It was
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Last year was just a vortex of shit.
Yeah.
Because we lost Eddie Van Halen, we lost Angus, we lost a bunch of good ones, and it's like, what, now we've got like Limp Bizkit to fall back on?
You know what? I thought Limp Bizkit was like not doing anything these days, and they are listed for in a festival that's coming up. They're one of the headliners for a festival that's coming up. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, I never minded them that much, but you know, they were not everybody's cup of tea for sure.
I only got one album by them. The Chocolate Starfish and the Hot Dog Flavored Water.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not a bad album. A bit of a disgusting title if you know what it's referencing. But still.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that the one that had stuff on it? Because that's the song I like by them.
Break Stuff.
Had what?
Break Stuff?
Break Stuff. Did I have Break Stuff on there? That's the only.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't remember. I have to look it up.
Yeah.
Well, let me pull up my music player. I can find it. I know it's on there.
All right. Well, while you're pulling that up, let's continue with plugs. So, Pagan Tech, why don't you weave your spell, work your magic over there?
Okay. Well, you're watching this right now on youtube.com/pagantech. But I do Twitch. I do stream my games and stuff. I stopped streaming this just simply because I wasn't getting any draw. But besides, Twitch is for live stuff, and this was pre-recorded. Is pre-recorded actually. My Twitch address is twitch.tv/Pagantech. PAGANTEK.
And Jerry, do you have anything? Well, by the way, let me just brag here for a moment. Jerry Formal is, as of Tuesday, officially graduated fully from high school. So congratulations on that. Woo!
Welcome to the adult world.
Get a damn job.
Get a job.
You gotta worry about taxes and insurance and all the fun stuff that us adults have to put up with. Yay!
Oh, that insurance.
I don't even know half these people. Okay, so
shut up, you.
Yeah, shut up, you. Do you have anything to plug, though? I mean, by the way, congratulations again on graduating high school. But do you have things to plug yet?
Thank you. No, I do not.
Okay. Well, you can just hop in like you always do.
Yes.
Cool. Green
I'm not
Bear,
doing it this year. That's it.
I'm not doing it this year, mister. That's it.
Stuffing his face.
Fine, you're so smart. You ring up the lights.
That is, oh my God. That is our absolute favorite Christmas song. The 12 Pains of Christmas. Oh my God. It did kill every time. Yeah. I mean,
I used to work with, I still stay in touch with him. Zip, he works in Worcester with Bob Rivers, and they do a show.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Get out of here. Oh, that's super cool. I don't know if you guys are I know Green is, but Dr. Demento has his own very active Facebook page. So if you're a Dr. Demento fan, look him up on Facebook. He's got, and he actually, the man himself actually posts there on occasion. It's a very active page though. Wow. So lots of people follow it. So, you know.
What do you mean your in-laws?
I know I'm going to get some dirty looks for this, but for some reason, like I said, it goes back to the Black Vortex year of shit that was last year. I kind of thought he was one of those in there that passed away. No. Okay, good.
I've been kicking.
Yep.
Good. Glad to hear that. He did bring a lot of needed laughter.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I say in his Facebook. Now, I don't know that I'd have to look it up, I guess. I don't know that like his show is still syndicated across the nation and all that stuff. There is, though, an archive of his shows that goes back literally to the 80s. there's like hundreds of shows that are archived that you can go back and listen to. And the links are in his, I think, in the Facebook page. You can hop off from there. But yeah, his Facebook page is like super active. Jerry's favorite line from that song. Well, we got no extension cords. Anytime we go to like a hardware store, he's always the one to say, well, we got no extension cords.
I mean, it's only appropriate.
Yeah, true,
yes,
true.
Particularly when we go to hardware.
Here's a kind of cool Dr. Demento, since we're on that topic, of course, as we ramble our way through our show.
Well, that's half the fun, right?
So I would say the fall of 1987 or 88. My dad and I have gone up to the homestead in the middle of interior Alaska. We have a 12-volt battery in a log cabin and Coleman lamps and our wood stove. And we have this ginormous piece of metal hanging out the top of the cabin, and we're picking up Fairbanks AM radio and Dr. Demento on Saturday night, and we're listening to Dr. Demento in the cabin in the middle of nowhere on a homestead. And that was my first introduction to Dr. Demento.
A little taste of civilization there out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, that's where I heard Dr. Demento, Dr. Demento, Dr. Demento. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny you should mention that because until the age of 14, I lived in West Virginia, and we lived out like in the hills in West Virginia. And
that? I thought you were always in Augusta.
No. We did move. Well, I was born in Indiana. When we were 5, we moved to the hills of West Virginia because my folks, my grandparents, and my uncle purchased 200 acres of land, like just out in the middle of nowhere. So no, from the time I was 5 roughly until I was 14, I lived out in the hills in West Virginia. And then we moved down to Augusta when I was 14. That would have been 1984.
Still way before I met you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But what I was about to say is there was the radio station is still in existence here in Pittsburgh. But back then, like on Saturday nights, they played a show called Metal Shop. It was all, hair metal and heavy metal and all that stuff. I'm assuming it was a syndicated. Maybe it was a show that WDVE created. I don't know. I always assumed it was syndicated, but maybe not. But anyway, that's the first time like I heard a lot of Judas Priest from that era. Aldo Nova, I specifically remember hearing. That was big for a while. I mean, a lot like the early Def Leppard stuff, and because they would. I think it was just like a 2-hour show that they would play, and it would come on like 11 or 12. And the thing is, we lived in an old, like 100-year-old farmhouse. So my buddy Shane and I, he had this boombox he'd bring over. We'd have to set it on top of a dresser and pull the antenna, because we were an hour and a half south of Pittsburgh. So we had to pull the antenna all the way out. We would we'd get aluminum foil and make this big, ridiculous array to pick up like this really shitty signal all the way from Pittsburgh, And we would do the same thing. I would do the same thing to watch Penguins hockey too. They had a little 13-inch black and white perched up on top of the, the dresser. And it had, the old school rabbit ears coming up with the big round thing in the middle. And I would coat hangers and all kinds of shit to try to pick up the signal from Pittsburgh. But yeah, that's when I first heard Metal Shop was I say, my buddy Shane would bring his boombox over and we'd rig it up and try to pick up a Metal Shop from Pittsburgh.
Make a human chain so somebody's out there with a golf club standing in a
yeah, well, I mean, because depending on the quality of the air and the clouds and everything, you could actually use yourself as an aerial. If you grabbed onto the antenna, you would actually get better signal sometimes. So, yeah, I can't imagine that was particularly good for you. Maybe that explains a lot about me, but anyway. All of that, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So that was good times though. But I say I distinctly remember, for some reason, Aldo Nova just stuck in my mind. It might have been the premiere of one of his albums or whatever. But anyway, Green Bear. If you can take a moment out of your eating to plug your what you got going on there for us.
Plug my pie hole. Yes, you can find me streaming right now it's several days a week at twitch.tv/The Green Bear. I've been playing a lot of City of Heroes and Warframe of late. Getting ready to do a drumming stream. I might be streaming some VR later this evening. Not sure yet, but it's distinctly possible. And you want to know why 12 Pains of Christmas is one of my favorite songs?
Sure.
The toilet paper? No? Okay.
No. This is not going to come to you as a surprise to anybody who knows me. I want a Transformer for Christmas!
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense, yes.
That's my favorite line of any Christmas song. Talking Bob Rivers for just a moment, my absolute, hands down, favorite Bob Rivers song ever was The Girl with It.
Oh, I was going to say Walking Around in Women's Underwear, but...
That was one of the first songs that I ever heard of from Bob Rivers.
Yep.
But my other one is there's the Butt Cracker Suite. But of all of the Bob Rivers songs, my absolute favorite one, I cannot listen to it and not almost pass out laughing because I can't breathe, is The Girl with Emphysema. Holy crap.
Oh, that's funny. I don't know.
The Girl with Emphysema. Oh, you should really give it a listen.
I'm gonna have to look up some Bob Rivers on YouTube.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's what I got going on. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll talk about some more later on. I had a bit of drama this week on the technical side of life, but that's for later.
Okay. So cool. So that's it's our format in a nutshell. We plug, we bullshit, and then we plug again at the end, and then we wrap it all up. And usually after we stop all the recording, we usually bullshit after that. But anyway, that's man, right. Food down. We've got food down.
Excuse me.
Thanks.
Oh no.
All right. So now I actually suggested the order of events, and now I've forgotten what I said. So what were we going to do?
We've completely.
That's true, actually.
Oh, this week in Windows, or this week in computers, and quick topic.
Oh, the quick topic. Yeah, about the funniest. Now, are you talking like comic strip or a comic book or what?
Comic strip, and it's either a single box, kind of like a Far Side, or like a 3-panel. It's just the comic strip itself. You have to describe it without laughing. It has to be the funniest one that you can remember.
Oh, the funniest one.
Yes.
Yeah, the funniest one.
Exactly. See? Mine. He lost.
Already.
I didn't describe it.
Nope.
No.
He was pre-laughing. Oh, see, now he's exploiting the loopholes.
That way, if he does later on, it can't be held against him because.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I'm probably. I'm going to have to give a pass on this one. Not that I couldn't not laugh. I just don't remember any like 3-panel or single-panel comics that really just made me like guffaw out loud. I just really don't remember. I mean, I've read tons and tons of comic books. There are some. If you guys remember the Tick comic from back in the day, the first like 5 or 6 issues of that comic book were just fucking hilarious. Oh my God. When at the time they came out, they were just so different than anything else. But oh my God!
Well, one specific item from that you can remember. It's kind of the basically I was looking for something that you're trying to call up from memory. This entire experience with comics that made you just lose it. Yeah. So yeah, single pane, 3-panel is kind of what I'm thinking of. But hey, if you've got some comic book or some graphic artist that made you just lose it, hey, I'm for that too.
Yeah, all right. Well, in that case, then, yeah, it was the Tick. It was an early issue. It might have been 1, 2, 3, somewhere in there. And he was being attacked by, and it's been, 30 years since I read this. He was being attacked by some ninjas, and they were on like a rooftop. And they were, the one panel says, get him. And then the next panel is just like a smash cut to the ninjas, and they're all beat to hell. And one of them says, and then he threw a chimney at me. Like I said, those first like 3 or 4. I mean, it was a consistently good comic book, but those first 3 or 4 issues were just fucking hysterical. I mean, just Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
We laughed. We passed those comic books around. Oh man, they were just so funny.
The Tick is a classic.
One of the cool things.
It is.
One of the cool things I liked about the Tick is that the artist didn't expect it to be successful. He was doing it just for fuck's sake, just to make fun of other comic books, and it was wildly successful.
Yeah. Ben. What was his last name? It'll come to me. Ben something or another, but yeah.
Over?
I was going to say that. You're right.
Well,
Great minds.
Oh my.
I am trying to maintain the illusion that I am a lady.
Oh no.
I
Damn.
said illusion.
Okay, illusion.
She's tricking you, eh?
Oh, take off.
So,
Okay.
Alan, I gotta ask you this, Green Bear. Sorry.
It's all right.
Is this like a nod to Loki that you got going on here? The green? No. Green Bear. That's all. There's like no subliminal. Loki.
He's been Green Bear for hundreds of years. So.
It's not subtle.
I know. I thought you try to out a little bit, with the references.
Deep Thoughts by Green Bear. He's green. He's a bear.
Get over it. I actually started getting called Green Bear a lot when I was living at the Pit. It was about, was it 90 or 91 when it originated. And that was after Hosehead here, Mr. Tommy, had convinced me to go to my first convention. And that's where I met the Rogue Society. A part of getting involved with them is you have to choose a new name at a convention where they are. And then a year later, they approve it. And I went through a number of different names, but they all had green or bear or some combination. And it just hit me one day, Green Bear. And they all loved it. And that's when it started.
Simple and to the
And
point.
then I don't know how much you guys really knew what was really going on in my life at the time to conversation for another time. But that's where it started. Was the Rogue Society at I think it was either Mock or Dragon Con.
So let me interject something here. The Reverend Robert Evil, who does the 2 shows for Signal to Noise, he is one of the original members of the Rogue Society. Yes.
Is that like an illusion plot Hellfire Club or something? I'm not understanding what this is.
It's just a loose association of like-minded individuals who would go to conventions together, essentially. And I think they would get together outside of conventions as well, kind of like me and the guys did.
They did. They were also volunteers. They were some of the people who were helping to do things like clean up the con suites. If there was somebody did Rocky Horror, they would help. They were volunteers.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they would help clean up, like I said, after the theater, after Rocky Horror was done, or the con suite. If one of the employees was just terribly busy and couldn't get away, they'd help. This kind of stuff. It was
in stark contrast to the Navajo tribe, who would just go and cause mayhem and destruction and leave said mayhem and destruction in its wake, and
I remember that. Moshes with ferrets.
Yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
So, Pagan Tech, do you have a specific comic in mind?
Actually, I do.
Okay.
So, Far Side.
Oh, yeah.
I've always loved Far Side with the way that it's drawn. Gary Larson's just hilarious. But the one that really sticks with me because it just kind of sums up me is this short, fat kid pushing on the door that says pull. And it says the Institute of Geniuses or something like that. So that's like my go-to comic that I have in my head almost all the time.
The something just came to mind and I lost it. It doesn't matter. Jerry, do you have any that comes immediately to mind?
I do not.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
JD?
I with like just the comic strips or something. I have too much of a short-term memory. I'll see it, I'll go, funny enough, forget it.
Yeah.
And as far as like comic books go, the only comic books that I ever had were ones that were bought for me when I was living at the Pit. because that person collected comic books and thought I should too. So, but you want to talk about cartoons, there's like, of course, Ren and Stimpy that would get me going, and a cartoon called, it was on Comedy Central for maybe 2 seasons, and it was called Drawn Together.
Oh yeah, I liked Drawn Together. Yeah,
it was raunchy and hysterical, and a specific one, except for like, what is it, Nanny 911 or something, or that episode. That see, short-term memory fucks you in the end. Yep. So, ta-da!
Green?
My turn.
Yay!
Yes.
The funniest thing I ever recall was out of Mad Magazine.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
3 panels. The first panel was these 2 karate students. And now the camera is behind one, looking at the other, and the other is standing in front of a closed window. The second panel is the first guy running and jumping at the other guy, who is ducking out of the way, and the guy flying in the air goes, "Uh-oh," and the third panel is just a broken window. I got that on like some road trip with my mom, and we both just, it became a running gag between the two of us. She would every now and then just look at me and go, "Uh-oh," and we both. Anytime we did something, anytime one of us would bust a stupid, she'd go, "Uh-oh."
I used to collect. I didn't collect them. I don't want to say that. I used to semi-regularly purchase either Mad or Cracked was the other sort of humor magazine back then. I kind of vacillated between the two, just whatever cover grabbed me at the moment. And Cracked wasn't as subversive as Mad was. Mad was super subversive for its time. I mean, there was a lot of political humor, a lot of stuff in there that I didn't catch when I was a kid. But I enjoyed reading it, and some of it was, I got a lot of it. But Mad was really subversive. Cracked was just, was just funny. Cool. Yeah, I don't. Let's talk about animated shows. So we talked about Ren and Stimpy not too long ago, actually. My first exposure to Ren and Stimpy, myself and Stevie P were hanging out. We lived together at the time, and our roommate was gone, so we were baked like a cake. And we were watching. We were watching. Around watching, trying to find something to watch, and we stumbled across Nickelodeon. And there's a tower, and Ren is at the bottom of this tower going, "Oh, my fair damsel, let down your silken hair." And this one single hair sort of goes into the frame, goes, "You. And he's like, "Hee," and he grabs onto it. And I distinctly remember saying to Steve, was like, "Dude, if that's a nose hair or something weird like that, I'm going to lose it." And sure enough, he climbs up and it's a nose hair from Stimpy. And we were just like, "Oh," I mean, we just felt, I don't even think we got to see the rest of the cartoon because we were just laughing so hard. Oh my God. And we were of course big fans after that, but oh man, that was, and once again, that cartoon was just way far out there for its time, because at that time, so that would have been early 90s, probably 90, 91, somewhere in there.
93, yeah. I think.
No, I think
I want to say it was 92.
Maybe 92.
A couple of us were already living at the pit at that time, and that was 91.
Yeah.
And then, Tommy, you came over one evening, and you had recorded.
Yeah, I was about to say, I taped a couple episodes, yeah.
And the first one we saw that played was Black Hole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Space.
Yeah. Madness.
Yeah, Space Madness came later, but Black Hole was the first one that played.
Yeah. Oh, man, that cartoon was just, I mean, and again, there was like nothing like it at the time. I mean, no other networks were playing even anything remotely like that.
There was one thing close, and it was John Chris Felucci's first thing, The Adventures of Mighty Mouse.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
He was let go from it because he just got way too gross.
Right.
Shocking.
Yeah. I was about to say, yeah. There didn't give you the hint there. Yeah. So I would probably rate Ren and Stimpy as one of my all-time favorite like animated cartoons. You know, whether it's a movie or like a regularly ongoing series or something. I mean, the second season and third season they kind of lost me. The first season though was just brilliant from beginning to end. JD, I know you're somewhat of an animation fan. Do you have a favorite like animated movie or series or limited series or commercial or anything?
I think I pretty much covered it with the Ren and Stimpy one, and all I can think of is yak shaving day.
Don't whiz on the electric fence.
It's long, it's big, it's heavy, it's wood. It's long, it's better than bad, it's good. Oh my God. All right, how about you, Peg and Tech? What's your favorite all-time cartoon? If you had to pick one.
I mean, I hate to really be cliche-ish or repetitive, but of all of the cartoons that I've seen, I would have to just say my all-time favorite is Ren and Stimpy. I mean, because it was my first exposure to edgy cartoons, to something that wasn't like Bugs Bunny or Tom and Jerry. And I love those, to be sure, because there's definitely a twisted sense of humor in some of the older ones. But
it's classic.
Yeah, the classic stuff. But Ren and Stimpy was just something I'd never seen before. And it broke down a lot of barriers for me personally, just changing my mindset into this alternative humor rather than, very straight-laced humor.
Yeah, like the pie in the face.
Yeah, and the dad that you see wandering around with the rubber nipples on the knees and
yeah.
I forgot about that.
There's the pipe hanging out. You see the pipe from the corner up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he would fart when they showed his socks.
Just so weird.
I'm gonna flash forward a little bit in time because Jerry Formal and I have watched many a cartoon together. SpongeBob, always funny.
Early SpongeBob, yeah. The regular show, hilarious. What is the one with the bird and the raccoon?
Regular
show.
Yeah,
it was a regular show,
that
right?
one.
Yeah, that was a regular show. Adventure Time was the other one.
Yeah, that one, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Adventure Time was always cool too. The first probably the first 5 seasons of SpongeBob. And now I'll be honest with you, I haven't watched it in quite some. I know they're still making them, but I haven't watched it in quite some time. But yeah, the first 5 seasons we're intimately familiar with because Patty and I would watch that even before Jerry was born, and then of course after he was born, we just watched it because for a while there it was like you turn on Nickelodeon and it was SpongeBob all the time.
Yeah,
you couldn't not watch it basically.
Buy the DVDs and plug it in and put them on Park, and they'd watch it for hours and be playing in the background.
For sure. Yep. But Green, I know you've probably got a favorite cartoon or two.
Or 3.
Or 3, yeah.
Shocking.
A lot of the ones that you mentioned, Adventure Time, regular show, I really liked. I actually, for a long time, really seriously got into Adventure Time.
Yeah.
I like subversive shows that, on the surface, appear to be aimed at, say, kids. But it's like Shel Silverstein. It's teaching kids really deep shit that they'll get, that they probably won't ever have to deal with until they become adults.
Yeah.
I do like that. I liked it in the same way that, and I have to say, the first, I was always a Scooby-Doo fan.
Yeah.
But the first cartoon I watched where I just had that whole moment of, oh my God, I have got to see this. Wasn't even comedy. Really, it was, of course, Transformers. And Transformers, the thing that made Transformers popular enough to be made into a movie franchise for good or ill, like it or not. The thing that made it popular was it, just like the other one, explored some rather deep subject matter, and it did it in a way that kids would get. But my favorite movie, my favorite animated movie of all time,
Kira. Was it Akira?
I was going to pronounce it correctly, but yes.
All right,
Akira.
pronounce it correctly. I don't want to steal your thunder. Pronounce it correctly.
It's Akira.
Oh,
Akira.
So sorry. So sorry.
Mhm. Hey, I still say Akira. I just say Akira when I talk about the movie.
Ah.
Here's another show
Yes.
I forgot about too. I will say though that Akira/Akira is probably my favorite anime, and I'm not really an anime guy, but I love that movie. Have you guys ever seen The Amazing World of Gumball?
Oh, yes.
I was trying to remember that.
Love
I
it.
love that show.
You too. It is hilarious. I mean, it can be, just like any show, it's got its ups and downs, but oh man, for the most part, that cartoon is just hysterical. I've got like the first 3 seasons in my, to purchase later cart on Amazon, on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever, because that's just such a funny show.
One of the shows that we got here. Oh yeah. I see that right there. It's on there. I think Gumball, a couple of seasons is on there. One of the shows that we got here at the house that we got really into is Gravity Falls.
Oh God, yeah.
No, haven't seen it.
Holy
Oh,
crap!
wow.
You've got to see
I've
the
never
show.
seen it either. Yeah.
That was
You are missing
really
out.
intense.
Okay.
This is another classic cartoon that on the surface seems like it's definitely meant for the kiddies and just those who are not going to pay attention. It is one of the deepest, most multi-layered stories I've ever seen, and it's fucking phenomenal. Definitely watch it if you can.
What
Totally
network
amazing.
does it stream on, or what
I think
network?
it was a Disney,
It
wasn't
was
it?
on. Yeah, I think it was on Disney.
Yeah.
Oh, really? We've got Disney Plus. Maybe I'll look it up on Disney
It
Plus.
is just
Yeah.
an amazing. But you've got to stick with it, and you've got to pay attention.
Oh,
Mm.
come on.
I'm
Oh,
not very
there's-
good at that. So
There's
This
codes
show
all
does not
throughout
spoon
it.
feed you.
No, there's codes all throughout it. There's things that are referenced in one episode that happened in episodes before. There are things that happen in one episode.
Or season before.
Season before. There's things that happen in one episode that have happened in all these other episodes, and you suddenly go, wait a minute, that was, and you go back and watch the other ones, and suddenly you see these other pieces from this later episode. Amazing
Like
show.
Easter egg sort of thing. It sounds like an American
Yes.
Horror Story.
And they all build up to the end. I mean,
Ah.
starting with like the first episode, things that happen from there on for the next seasons, in like the last four episodes come to a boiling, angry head, and it comes out of nowhere.
How many
It'll
seasons?
blindside. There's 3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What's
And
it
they're
called?
Gravity Falls.
Gravity Falls.
Okay. And it's
Oh.
anime?
It is.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's a Disney animated show.
Did you guys happen to catch Invincible?
Mhm.
I don't know. Run it by me, maybe.
It's on Prime. It's a superhero story.
Oh,
Um,
no.
Like no
I
other.
know what you're talking about, but no.
It's-
I watch The Boys.
It's pretty. Oh, The Boys is great. That's
If you like the boys,
Love me some Carl Urban. Yum.
if you like the seriousness and the tone of the boys, you will love Invincible.
Invincible. Yes, that's true. That's very true, actually, because it's it's more of a serious tone. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It
I-
is not a lighthearted, fluffy show.
Yeah, no, I was flipping through Prime just looking for something to watch. It said, new, and I was like, oh, well, it looks pretty cool. And it turned out to be really, really cool. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, but it's streaming on Prime. Yeah, and The Boys, I think season 3 is in production right now. I think that's
Yeah.
right.
It should be.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it is. I think I read something about that, or I saw like a shot of Carl Urban and the other the guy that plays Huey. Like a production shot of them doing something.
Yeah, that's Dennis Quaid's son. Not Brandon. He's a shit. I can't remember his name. But that's his son.
One of the Quaid brothers, in other words.
Yeah. That's not one of the Quaid brothers. That's one of the Quaid brothers' sons.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That noise you're hearing is probably from JD's microphone on her, I'm assuming, iPad?
No, it sounded like it was just outside my door. That's why I was
okay.
listening.
Somebody's listening.
Oh.
I'm not as technically advanced as you guys. I don't have like the home screen monitor thing with the camera, the 3D camera on it with the headphones.
So I've got a super cheap webcam right here that needs approximately the light of the sun in order to have a decent picture. So what's that?
Everything
Ghosts.
Is there
It's
some
It's the new
Good
season.
arguing.
Story.
with 5 kids in the house? I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
It doesn't. They're actually very well behaved.
Yeah, they are. They're pretty cool.
Kids, am I right?
Says the kid.
Hey,
I mean, he's 18 now, so you
Hey,
know.
I resemble that remark.
He's a whippersnapper.
That's right. So actually, this worked out exactly kind of the way that I thought. The quick topic idea was something to spark the conversation. It wasn't the goal of the quick topic wasn't to be the quick topic. The goal was to go, I remember when blah, 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 blah. Just go off on a tangent. That was the goal of the quick topic, and I loved it. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, I kind of almost prefer that, let's have a subject, but then, feel free to branch off from there and just see where the conversation takes us. I enjoy that tremendously.
Yeah. And since we've known each other for so long, we've got this comfortability that they just flow. Right. It flows. I love it. Yay.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, well, we've been going for almost for over 45 minutes. I think this is probably a good time to take a break. Maybe Green Bear can finish his dinner there, and I know I've got to hit the restroom, and I'll probably get another cup of coffee here. Anything else before we take a 10-minute here?
I might change venues. I don't know because it's getting kind of dark out here.
Oh, okay. Well, that's luckily your whole setup is portable there, so you can carry it basically wherever you want to, as long as you got Wi-Fi.
I can show you. I can give you a tour of the house.
Ooh.
Right.
I've already had one.
A tour.
Because I'm special.
Well, we know.
Well, that's true.
No, it's completely different from the last time. First of all, I'm not living in Massachusetts anymore. And second of all, it's completely different from the last time I did a walkthrough. I mean, we gutted the kitchen. We totally redone our bed.
Okay, well, I've been there before there. You gave me a tour. It was about maybe 3 or 4 years ago. You and I were talking on your birthday, and you took the tablet around the house.
Yeah, nope, completely different.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, well, let's call it a 10-minute break then, and we will reconvene. I don't even know what fucking time it is. So it's roughly 10 after 8, so let's call it 20 after 8-ish. Good?
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
Good. Groovy. All right, and...
And we're back. Thanks for joining us. I'm so stoked that you could join us as well, and we've had a very successful break. So I hope that we're going to continue to go forward. I just lost my whole train of thought. Fuck. So let's get into this.
Okay, well, I guess that would be me then. So, hey, we're back from break, as Pagan Tech mentioned, kind of.
Yeah.
So let me see. As an update to everybody, let me see. Green Bear is eating ice cream. Pagan Tech freaked us out yet again with his freeze frame shenanigans. Jerry Formal came downstairs, got himself something to drink, and is eating a tortilla with nothing on it, if I'm not mistaken, or in it. And JD moved from out of doors into doors because it was, dude, you've got to stop that. Because it was getting dark and ominous outside down in Florida there. So, and just for, in case somebody, I like to do this periodically, in case somebody is new and this is like the first episode that they've listened. The Green Bear and Pagan Tech are both located in different parts of a little town in South Carolina. JD is in the Tampa Bay area. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Jerry Formal and myself are in Pittsburgh, PA, or to be more specific, Monroeville, PA, Zombie Town, USA. We have all known each other for a very, very long time. We won't go into the whole nostalgia trip there, but suffice it to say that we have all known each other for quite some time and have been roommates and coincidental roommates and incidental roommates on and off over the years in various and sundry locations.
And best friends.
Yes,
absolutely.
That too. Absolutely, yes. That
Yep.
too. Pagan Tech, I think you wanted to kick off this week in computers.
Yes.
So take it away.
Well, thank you. What I really want to cover is kind of put some rumors to rest. We've had the past couple of years, we've had Windows 10. Microsoft has come out a couple of times and said Windows 10 is the last OS that we're going to do. It's going to be Windows 10, and we're going to give it updates forever until this week. This week, Microsoft officially went public and said we are not going to be doing any more updates. They've put updates on hold, and on the 24th of this month, they will be talking about the next version of Windows. So we're not sure what it's going to be called. Everybody is kind of rumor mills calling it Windows 11 because it's the sequel to Windows 10. But really, there's not much information that's what's going on. So a couple of things that they've talked about. The newest dev channel update included a whole new branch of icons. They're using Fluent Design icons now. They've started to round the corners in the windows. They've increased the translucency in the acrylic engine, which is really nice. I like that. They've done some drop shadow improvements for the acrylic engine, which is the desktop renderer. You know, when you click on start menu, you kind of see through it a little bit. That's the acrylic engine.
Cool.
They changed that, I think 1809, they made the acrylic engine a little bit better, and now they're doing it again. So it's all running in the DirectX programming, and it's really neat. But Microsoft has officially said Windows 10 is the last version of Windows, because we're going to a new version of Windows coming up very shortly. So that's all I really wanted to discuss about Windows. Yes.
Can that be seen as like a money grab? What with the Apple doing all with Apple doing all sorts of new stuff as well?
I don't know if I'd call it a money grab scenario. They did hire, they did kind of cycle through some of the development leaders and some of the product leaders for Windows 10 here in the past year. Some of the people who were leading Windows are not with them anymore, and they've moved on. Now there's new blood at the top, and they've made some decisions that have led to this. So I don't know if I'd call it a money grab situation. I would say that it's more of a refreshed vision.
Okay.
Now, do you think any of that has to do with the current situation that we hear about with Bill and Melinda Gates going on?
No, not at all. They're not associated with Microsoft anymore.
Yeah, so I don't think Bill's been associated with Microsoft for a while, actually. He's just been the chairman of the board of he and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, and they've been doing charity work for, I don't know how long, but it's been a while.
Like 7 or 8 years they've not been associated with it.
Yeah, a while. Yeah. So I've got a This Week in Computer story. So on Wednesday nights on the air, I broadcast from live from 7 to 9, and then from 9 to 10, an old friend of mine does a hockey talk show, and then from 10 to 12, we do. Yeah, I know. And then from 10 to 12, we do a a can show. I call it, pre-recorded. Like JD does. She'll record all her segments and then send them to me. And Michael does the same thing. He'll record his and he'll just send me the whole thing. And then so I play. His is called the John Peel model, and we play that from 10 to 12. Well, I sit down at 6:55 because I had already programmed my music for the 2 hours. So I'm like, I'm good. I'm famous last words, right? So I sit down, and anything that I play from the board, because the board has it has a soundboard attached to it. Any of those things that I played went out over the air. But anything that I tried to play from my computer was not going out over the air. And I'm like, oops, what happened here? Yeah, so I'm trying this and trying that. Everything was set right. Windows decided at some point yesterday, let's update and fuck up all the settings. I'm like, oh man, I had to reboot and I had to reconfigure a couple things, and I was only like 7 minutes late getting on the air, but it's just like, really, come on. And then I had the little orange circle down there in the bottom right corner staring at me for the next 5 hours or whatever. You need to restart, you need to restart, you need to restart. And I'm like, so at like 12:05 or whatever time the John Peel model ended, I restarted and it did its update and it was fine today when I hopped on here. But Patty was asking, she's like, so you guys start recording at 7? I was like, well, we kind of gather at 7. I said, normally somebody's having a sound issue or somebody's camera's not working or there's always something, So I say, 7, we start 7 to 7:15, 7:20, something like that.
Or there's some idiot that's just joining that doesn't know what the hell she's doing.
Well, I mean, we had a special guest star 2 or 3 weeks ago when Green was away on a road trip, and Steven was the same thing. He's used actually Steven lives down in Florida too, come to think of it, maybe the Tampa area. No, Orlando. He lives in Orlando.
That's still not too far away from me.
Yeah. But he was like, you got to help me out with this Discord thing. He's like, I don't. Yeah, I think he had it on his computer, but he like hardly ever used it. So we had to coach him through there. And even at that, I had to have Peg and Tech and Jerry Formal sort of, issue out the invites or whatever like that. Because I just sent you that invite. I just kind of stumbled upon. It's like, oh, let me send that to JD. Maybe she'll get that. I don't know. But anyway, so I'm trying to think. We've had all kinds of weird. Now I work for a large worldwide company. So, and it's one of these big conglomeration companies where, we're going to buy this company and we're going to buy this organization or we're going to buy this company, but they never take into account that, each of those companies has their own IT department and each of those IT departments has their own way of doing things. And it's kind of how shall I put it?
Clusterfuck?
Yes, thank you. Clusterfuck. That's exactly what
Charlie
I was thinking.
Foxtrot.
So it's been interesting the last couple weeks. That's one of the reasons that I'm still a contractor, so I'm not like direct, but that's one of the reasons they brought me on, because I've been involved in several sort of onboarding, sort of conglomeration type, melding of several IT departments. I've done that several times, so it's nothing I haven't done, but it's just, and it's funny because no matter what company you go to or what two companies are, getting together, it's the same problems every time. It's like, we've got 50 different domains to deal with. And, this guy's been with the company for 30 years and he doesn't want to change things. It's the same thing every company you go to, just different people. It's the same situations, different people every time. So that's been my fun. Oh, and then on top of all that, I have at least a 45-minute commute one way, if not an hour, depending on traffic. So that always makes for a very long day. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, thankfully though, in most cases, it's not a bad commute. I mean, it's a nice drive. It's mostly highway, so it's not a lot of stop and go traffic. Because Pittsburgh is notorious for its stop and go traffic and just traffic in general, almost as bad as Atlanta. But if it was a lot of stop and go, or if I had to like go downtown or go through 2 tunnels every day, hell with that now. I mean, I've turned down decent jobs because they were on the other end of town and you have to go through 2 tunnels. Pittsburgh is infamous for its bridges and its tunnels, and traffic always piles up going into the tunnels. And we live 13 miles from downtown Pittsburgh, and on a standard rush hour morning, you're looking at 45, 50 minutes to get downtown. And that's before you get to downtown and get parked and everything and then have to walk. So
how long would it take normally without the
20 minutes? I mean, without traffic, probably 20 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes, if you're just sailing straight through. So, I mean, compared to some other, like I've been in Los Angeles traffic too, and Los Angeles traffic ain't no joke.
Oh God, no. Ugh.
Yeah. But it's not as bad as like LA traffic, thankfully. But just the way that Pittsburgh is situated and the topography just makes it a difficult place to drive in. Well, I'm not quite sure how we got down that rabbit hole. So apologies if I put anybody to sleep.
That's
You're
how
just
it
a
goes.
fascinating storyteller. That's all.
Well, thanks.
Agreed.
So let me throw this topic out here then. Has anybody done any tweaking, upgrading, changing, or trading with their setup, either their camera or audio or video or lighting or any sort of changes or updates to their rigs over there? No,
Not since the last we talked.
Nope.
I think you're a lot like me. You tweak a lot of things, don't you?
Who, you say me or Phil?
Sorry.
Yes.
Well, I know.
All of us. Yes.
No,
It's actually a bit of a.
I'm a simple
Go ahead.
girl. I don't need any sort of flash dazzle and yeehaw stuff. I mean, I got the bare basics. I got what I need. And I got a husband who likes to upgrade and improve and build upon. I let him take care of that stuff. I'm too busy doing shows and coming up and getting MP3s and putting together stupid shit to put on an internet radio station. So I let him do all that stuff. I just go with the flow, and okay, you done? I'm in.
So do you record your show? Like you guys have like almost like a home studio there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's mostly geared towards like
music.
We've got a Helix. It's geared towards more like music recording and for like when he's got to rehearse and practice for an upcoming gig, or he's doing like a FaceTime Zoom thing with his bandmates because they all live up in Massachusetts.
Oh, okay.
And so he's got to time things out with them. They'll get on, they'll wire this place for sound and do their thing. And when he's done, he just unplugs a few things. I plug my stuff in and I'm good to go.
Awesome. No, the reason I was asking is because your segments, when you send me the segments, they sound really good.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, he's got some sort of Apollo. It's not just like a USB mic thing that you plug into the thing. It's and there he goes now.
Yeah, I saw him in the background there.
Yeah, sneaking in. So he's the tech genius. He'd probably be more of use to you with this specific topic than I would. I'm just, I'm here to bring the estrogen, basically.
And at that, you do very well.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
It brings the estrogen with spikes.
Oh,
And
yes. Spikes and teeth and barbed wires. And oh my God, I'm getting a girl boner.
Oh, you're such a lovely lady.
So, Pagan Tech,
A petite flower.
have you tweaked, swapped, or otherwise upgraded things recently, or are you still good to go with the setup you had?
Well, the same setup that I still have is, duct tape and baling wire and various pieces. Yeah, bottle caps specifically. I'm very good at the if you can fix it, you can have it scenario, and I can fix it. That's kind of my thing. So I'm very good at that.
That way.
What's that?
I said you save a lot of money on gear, if nothing else.
Yes, yes. I am still on the hunt for a video card because my card still has the memory issue. Kind of got a lead on a card. It's got to wait for it to pan out a little bit. Okay. So hopefully here towards the end of the month, I might have a little bit more success. I am
pop up I'm starting to see him pop up a little bit on Facebook Marketplace. So keep your feelers out there. Yeah, I mean, and not for a lot of money. I mean, for, you know, I don't know about MSRP necessarily, but not for like thousands of dollars. So
right, I'm just saying, I'm not sure if I trust Facebook. Besides, I don't go on Facebook. So
oh, well, that's a good point.
Yeah. I am not going to be available next week. I actually have a photo gig Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I will be shooting the Premier Martial Arts Southeast Black Belt Test and Graduation.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and it's like a 3 or 4 day affair, right?
Yep. So they signed on the dotted line. They hired me as their photographer, and I'll be doing principal photography for that event.
Very cool. Oh, that should be good for you. I mean, that'll be a nice gig for you.
I'm very excited, and that's going to go into the video card fund.
Very cool. So, JD, you'll get a kick out of this too. So, Pagan Tech is off next week. I also am off next week. I think I'm going to have the Reverend Rob do the Friday Free For All and then do his Rising Down gig too. I will actually be down on a farm in Stewart, Virginia. I say farm, it's more of a, you know, camping area type thing, but they call it a farm.
Is that Penzic?
No, Penzic takes place about 30 or 45 minutes from here. No, this is like 7 hours south of here. No, Penzic actually was canceled last year, and they've postponed, and then they postponed it this year as well. So Penzic 49 will be next summer. No, this is called. Well, normally it's called Darbukistani Independence Day, or DID for short. Yeah, it's it's a long story. Anyway, this is not that because of COVID. It's a very much smaller scale thing. You know, friends getting together, this, that, and the other thing. But I am going down there specifically to record my buddy Ted's. He's doing a DJ set of Balkan dance music. Yep, that's exactly the look I get from everybody when I say that. Like,
I'm down for it.
Yeah. Balkan dance music. I will be recording it on my rig here, so I got to take the board with me. I got to take at least 2 microphones, if not 3. I've got travel cables. I've got the works. So I'll be packing up and doing that. I'll leave Thursday morning and come back Sunday, and hopefully get back on Sunday so Jerry and I can do the Forge Sunday evening at 6, and then I'll probably just, if I can remember, rerun an episode of this after that, because obviously we won't be recording on Thursday. Yeah. So, but I mean, as far as my aside from swapping these 2 microphones, just because I wanted to try this one out again, everything else is pretty much the same. I've picked up a couple of extra cables, like I said, to take with me. But the first time I used this microphone, I was using it wrong, and I was talking into the end of it. And this is a condenser, so you need to speak into like the side here, technically the front. So you're only hearing like it was really low, or it was only in one channel because I was over here or something, and it just didn't. It was just I kept getting our friend Patrick actually was like, dude, why are you so low? And then the next episode is like, dude, why are you only in the left channel or whatever it was? I'm like, I don't know. And I did some research. I'm like, oh, because I'm a fucking idiot and was using the microphone wrong. So
I'll do it.
That'll do it for sure.
Yeah.
Mike, Jerry actually has got one of my old mics. It's a toner. It's a dynamic mic, not a condenser. It's a USB mic, and that thing does a fantastic job, actually.
And it sounds really good for what I've been told.
It does, yeah, and it's got a little windscreen. Pick it up and like put it up in the camera. It would. Can your cable reach? Yeah, there you go.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. I mean, it's got the windscreen built right in. It's a killer little microphone. It really is. It does a really good job. You know, I mean, he doesn't tax it or anything, but he uses it all the time, and it sounds great. How about you, Green? Any updates or any tweaks to your setup over there?
Yes, but I have a question first.
Sure.
This gig that you're going down to record,
Mm-hmm.
From the way you've said it a couple times, I'm not sure about something. I'm not even being sarcastic.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
Are you recording? Shut up, you. Are you recording Balkan dance music or Balkan dance music versus, like, you know, squeeze boxes and violins and
Those
Balkan dance music or Balkan dance music?
Music, yes. The former, or the latter rather than the former, correct. Balkan dance music, which probably involves a lot of violins and squeeze boxes and whatnot. But
you could encounter it at a dance club.
In the Balkans, maybe.
Well, oh, so
that's what I'm asking. Balkan dance music versus Balkan dance music.
It's Balkanized dance music. Does that make sense?
Balkanized club music.
Yes. Using traditional instruments and whatnot set to a techno beat, as I understand it. Now, my buddy Ted
sounds cool.
Yeah. My buddy Ted has this persona that he does. It's called Milosh, DJ Milosh. And DJ Milosh comes and he plays the music for all the pretty ladies, because the pretty ladies come up and dance to the Balkan music, you know. So it's going to be an interesting weekend. I say, I was talking. What are you laughing about?
I can picture Borat getting up there and
bulky
Borat. Yeah.
Listen, laddie.
This next one's for the ladies.
I almost shot coffee out of my nose. Thanks.
That would have been hilarious to see.
Damn, I almost got that on video.
To answer your question, Tommy, I do. Of course, Pagan Tech can attest to a lot of the things that we have tried and changed out. Even since I've just been here at Tim's, with adding new monitors, recently upgraded to like a Wi-Fi 6 router. This microphone had it for a couple of years. Finally have a boom for it.
Yeah, that's nice.
It might get traded out because the boom is really small. I mean, it works.
I found a boom for you.
Okay, but it's really small. There are some things that I'm looking at doing. I am considering upgrading to the next size up Stream Deck.
Oh, okay.
And on the tech, and my life sucks, so I'm going to throw a little bit of money at it to make it better. Somebody stole my tablet that I bought back around Christmas.
Oh, I saw that. About that.
Someone stole my tablet.
What kind of tablet?
It was like an almost $500 tablet. It was just stupid. I was not happy.
Nah, no.
So this is about a month ago, and I figured, stupid me. That was the first tablet I never had. So there were some things I should have known to install, such as like find my tablet, find my device kind of stuff.
Yeah.
2-factor authentication. Just never did it. So about maybe 4 days ago, I found the box that had the serial number and everything else with it. And then I got an alert from Twitter saying that somebody who lives here in Belvedere has activated my tablet. But there's shit I can do about it. So, although I do have names and people to question, because it was the crew from where I used to work. There was someone there.
Interesting.
So I got really frustrated, aggravated, and I went out and I did it just yesterday and today. I bought some peripherals for it. I got a Microsoft Surface Go 2.
Oh, nice.
And I got like the pen with it.
Go 3?
No, mine says Go 2 on the box.
I thought you said 3.
I didn't see a 3 there. They only had the Go 2. They did have some higher levels. That was probably the Go 3 or the Go Pro. But I didn't need to spend the almost $300 more just to make that leap.
Yeah.
So it does everything that I want it to be able to do, because I'm needing it not just. I want to be able to stream away from home, Like if I'm going out somewhere, I want to be able to stream with my laptop, and I'll need a secondary screen, so I can use this to be a secondary screen.
Cool.
But it can all, the fact that I can actually, you know, take it off of the keyboard, I can use this when I'm performing, whether I am reciting or singing or anything like that. I can actually keep it, you know, with me at the lectern while we are making music, whatever. So I'm investing a little bit of money in myself, and hard lesson learned, expensive lesson learned.
Yeah.
So I've been setting it up the past 2 days and getting the double two-factor authentication and all that on there.
Yeah,
so
my apologies. You did say 2 in our chat. So
yeah, those kind of things are a pain in the ass to set up, but in the long run, it's worth it because then your stuff is a lot more secure. So yeah.
Yes.
I actually, a couple places I've worked, some of the employees, and I used one for a while, as a Surface, and they are not bad little machines. They're very versatile as far as you can snap that keyboard on there and type away like normal, or if you want to use it as a tablet, you can. You got your pen, so you can draw or use it as just a stylus or whatever. I mean, they're very versatile machines, and plus, if you already know the Windows operating system, I mean, you know how to use the thing already. So there's really not a learning curve to it. Like if you were to buy, like an iPad or something like that, you know, at least I would have a learning curve because I really don't know the Mac operating system very well. Yeah. So yeah, that was a really, in my opinion, and take that for what it's worth. But yeah, that was a really smart choice as far as for sort of a secondary machine. Yeah.
I'm so far. I mean, I've only had it. This is only my second day having it.
Yeah.
But with the keyboard and one of those funky mice that's when it's flat, it's off, and when you pop it up, it's on.
Oh yeah, they was
kind of it's taking a little getting used to because there's so little weight or mass to it.
Yeah.
It's a bit odd. But it works really well, and it's pretty to look at. And speaking of pretty to look at, Pagan Tech, I want to ask Ayla if she can help me learn some of the stuff on there. I said Ayla, not Pagan Tech.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. You did say Ayla. Learn some of the stuff on the Surface?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say that's what she has?
She has a Go, either a Go or Go 2, but yeah, we got her that. That's her... She carries it around with her all the time. She got one of the Surface pens, and that's her art pad. So she doesn't have to keep buying new art pads. She just pulls
that
out
thing's been
document.
really neat. I've been playing around with it already.
Did you get a pen with yours
the
too?
Pen and the
yeah. The pen. Okay.
I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I had to purchase it separate, but I'm very happy that I did.
Those, I'm assuming those are battery driven, so you have to charge the pen on occasion. Is that correct?
Sure.
No.
I don't think the pen is battery driven. I didn't have to put one in, and I saw no mention of it on the box. I think it's a click function.
We can get with Ayla after the podcast, and we won't do what we did last week, where we called her in.
I'm trying to think the one. Well, now this was at the law office, and theirs were kind of old. I think one of the pins that they were, and it might not have even been a Microsoft product. It needed charged on occasion because it had a battery in there. But I mean, they may have moved on from that at this point, and it may not be necessary anymore. So I don't know. I don't. I've just got the old, the home built, but I've just got the PC over here. I don't. Any other computers that I have are issued to me from work. So I don't. I've just got a run-of-the-mill Dell that I use for work. JD, you're on an iPad right now, is that right? Are you guys like a Mac machine household over there, like your phones and everything?
Yeah, we're Apple heads, and like I said, we had that big, huge, 47-inch screen. It was huge. With the Mac, that the hard drive was in part of the screen. There was no tower or no separate thing.
Right, it was all in one. Yeah, that was
all in one unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was great. And I don't remember. I think we just kind of outgrew it.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the time, Ronnie was doing a lot of mixing down and recording promos for Jump the Fall. He was doing video editing. He was doing audio editing. He was sending back and forth with the mix down studio and stuff like that. So it ended up getting like this huge cylinder looking thing that was the hard drive. And I mean, you can't put a CD in it. You can't, it's got thumb drives. That's about it. but it was pretty powerful. But once again, now that I've started up doing more of the recording and MP3s and making sweepers and imaging and stuff like that, I'm pulling from all over the place. I need more power.
More power. Yeah. Yeah.
Power. So we're going to probably get another one. Get the latest, greatest, shiny, new. Old and busted, done. Fresh, new, yay.
They released a whole new crop of iMacs. I mean, I don't know if that's how you guys know, but they just released a whole new crop of colorful iMacs.
That's the color. I don't care what color it is. That's not really a big selling point.
I was not advocating for all the different colored computers.
I know, but I just like that's just like sugarcoating it. Does it do what it's supposed to do, and does it do it well? And is it still virus resistant? Yeah. That's one thing that we got with the Mac, was that it was virus resistant.
I pointed something out to Patty the other day. We saw like a commercial for the iPhone, I guess 12 they're on now or something like that.
40, 50.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, purple. I was like, so they're not advertising any new features. They're just it comes in a new color. I was like, okay. I'm not a big Apple/Mac person myself, so
my feelings exactly.
Yeah.
But again, if it works and it works for you, here's something in the realm of technology. So I was inquiring with the company that actually gets our broadcasts and pushes it out to the internet. I was like, because when you sign up, it's like, hey, free app for Android, free app for iOS. I'm like, okay, cool. So I got the Android app up and running 3 months ago, I guess. I inquired yesterday or the day before about the iOS app, and it's like, oh, sure, just pay us or pay Apple $300 for the development kit, a year, and this hoop and that hoop, and I'm just like, nah, you know what, forget it. I don't, But this other guy that I know, he said. He said, just list your website. There are lots and lots of sites out there that are basically aggregators for, and honestly, kind of search engines for internet radio stations. So I'm just going to list Signal to Noise with a bunch of those and just, be done with it, because most of those places have their own app that people can download, and then they can listen to us on that. So, I'll just do that. And maybe somewhere down the road, if we start making some money on this deal, maybe I'll get an iOS app at that point. But right now, say the Android app was completely free. It works fine. I mean, it's not, the highest tech app you're ever going to see, but it works. It does the trick. It's reliable. It doesn't crash your phone or anything. So, no complaints there. But so the iOS app is just like, not so much, at least not right now anyway. Cool.
That is one thing about Apple, is that they will nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah.
But there's
yes.
Just for clarification, I checked. There are 2 quad A batteries pre-installed.
Oh, tiny batteries. Okay.
But that looks to be it, because there is no charging port. This thing is just one solid piece, except for the click.
So I would imagine, though, I think there's like a mount point on the side. It sort of magnetizes to the side of the tablet. That probably charges it at the same time, if I had to guess.
What I was just told was that as you're using it, it does do a recharge in that area on the screen as you're using it. If you stop using it, it will start to die. So at that point, you do have to replace those batteries. But while you're using it, it does do a recharge right in that area.
Nice.
Pretty cool. Okay.
There you go. I wish my car could do that.
Right?
I've got sort of just a run-of-the-mill 4-door car right now. I would love to, and I don't know, it may not even be quite the time yet. I'd love to get an electric vehicle, not necessarily, but a Tesla or the new that new Ford electrified truck that's coming out. It looks almost exactly like just a regular old F-150, if you like that sort of thing. All the major companies are coming out with electric vehicles these days. The only thing that's still, I mean, granted, I can't even afford it right now, so it doesn't even really matter that much. But The only thing that I would hesitate about is charging stations. Because, like, if I'm driving from here down to, say, South Carolina to see Green and Pagan Tech, how reliable are the charging stations going to be between here and there? And, like, for a gas stop, you can stop in, get gas, get a snack, and you're back on the road in 10 or 15 minutes. Whereas if you're charging your vehicle, how long are you sitting there? 30 minutes, half hour, 40 minutes? I mean, how long is it going to add to the trip, So I'm still kind of on the fence in that respect. But I mean, like, the Teslas have so much cool stuff that that just come right along with the car, and they're always pushing out updates. And like, they've got that they call it Sentinel mode when it's parked there. Somebody gets too close to the car, the cameras activate to kind of see what's going on around the car, and you get like a alert on your phone if something happens. I mean, just crazy stuff.
I like it.
Yeah, it's cool. I've seen because there's cameras like all over the thing because it's all the automatic driving and the braking and all that stuff that it does. But yeah, if you put it into Sentinel mode, and it's either somebody bumps it or just gets too close, the cameras activate and sort of track what's going on, because people like to key Teslas for some reason, I guess, because they're jealous. I don't know, but
well, they're 14 years old.
That's what word you're looking at. Their asses.
Asses, yes. But yeah, so the Sentinel mode comes on, and it there's cameras like on all four sides. I mean, there's probably who knows how many cameras on your average Tesla, but yeah, it's really super cool. Yeah.
Now, does it come with like a little handheld microphone where you say "shields up"?
Well, I mean, you can talk in your phone, and they can hear it at the car.
Alan got the reference.
Lethal's defense activated.
Shields up. Yeah, I think Alan got
Someone
it.
keys your car, they just get shots from somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I like
Keep
that.
Summer safe.
Yeah, that'd be great. It's odd.
Now, talking about charging stations, there are actually several of them in Augusta now. They've really been popping up.
Yeah,
we've got them down here too.
they're showing up around here too. Like the Giant Eagle that we go to has a bank of like either four or six chargers all sort of off to themselves that we'll see people parked at. And of course, you can get a charging station installed in your garage or whatever. Just plug in when you're at home, which was a smart thing to do. But like the company I work for now, they don't have any. At least not that I've seen. They don't have any like charging stations. So I'd have to charge it at home rather than charging it while I was at work. But I can't afford an EV at this point anyway, so it's kind of
right. Yeah.
But well, cool. Geez, I don't know. You guys got anything else? Anything cool to a topic, a question, a poser?
He's
No.
a pose head.
I'm just here to see what trouble y'all get into. That's all. I'm just here's a guest. Hi, thanks for having me.
Hi.
Well, I thought we talked whatever it was last week and whatnot. I thought it would be really cool to have you on the show. A, but B,
Well, there you go. That proved you're wrong right there, huh?
Yeah, no, I think.
This is going to be our best hit. This is going to be the top one that takes me to the next level on YouTube because of you. Thank you.
No.
Maybe.
Because maybe if I flashed my tits or something, but I'm not going to do that.
Damn it.
Red band.
I want to get demonetized.
Demonetized.
Like I monetized to begin with, right?
Before we got demonetized.
That's
right. Yeah.
First things first. So Jerry, let me pose this question to you. Do you? Okay, fine.
Okay.
Do you have well, in that case, do you have any sort of plans or thoughts on doing some game streaming or some sort of streaming from your cave there at some point?
All I can say is that I hope to start soon. I don't really have any plans beyond that.
Okay.
So.
Okay, cool. No, I just because I remember what it was. So Jerry inherited my Stream Deck XL after I got the Rodecaster here. So he's already got the Stream Deck ready to go. And we could probably get you a better camera.
Oh my.
Logitech.
Nice.
we could probably get you a better camera or whatnot. Actually, I'm hoping
Tommy,
to get
why
a
don't
better
you shift it a second gear there?
Yeah, well, I heard you say "oh my," and as I looked up, your lips weren't moving because you were out of sync again. I was like, I was kind of freaked out.
That was actually the Stream Deck.
That was the.
I know I'm really good.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Stop it!
Home screen, nice.
Second gear.
Sorry. Now you got me playing with my buttons over here. Oh my. Anyway. Well, cool. All right. Well, yeah, I think this is probably a good point to wrap it up, unless somebody has anything last minute to jump in there. We will roll right on to our plugs for the end of the show. So I'm just going to go from this side to this side. So, Green Bear, go.
You can catch me on the Green Bear, or rather twitch.tv / the Green Bear on Twitch TV. I've recently gotten back into really heavily streaming Warframe. That is my baby. And I know for most of you, this isn't going to mean anything, but I just hit my mastery rank 30 this past Sunday.
Sweet.
Holy hell. As far as challenging gameplay goes, that was the most intense I've ever experienced of all the games I've ever played. It was phenomenal. It was so much fun. Also play my beloved City of Heroes. Play it quite actively. I do plan to start doing VR streams. I might do it tonight if I can get some more. I've been trying to clear up some room here in my studio, but I'll be standing like right back behind me. And I'll be playing some, probably maybe a little bit of Beat Saber, maybe a little Stormland, who knows, a couple different things maybe. But trying to free up some space in here and try and get some other friends on board for a little walkabout mini golf.
Oh, yeah. All right.
And we'll have to see what we can do for Miss JD. Yeah. I'd be more than happy to. You need to try the VR because it is.
You do.
The VR is pretty fun.
It is now. But
we've got PlayStation VR.
Oh, that's that's VR. It's good.
Oh, like I told you, I'm not like uber into like. Are you speaking English? What are you saying? I don't understand. I have too much estrogen. I don't understand the testosterone.
What a lame excuse. Okay, it's colored pencils for us. Big fat crayon for PlayStation VR.
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
VR, PlayStation VR for what it is, and they are working on the next VR for PlayStation, which looks like it's actually going to be quite good, but it's still just not going to compare to the dedicated sets.
Yeah.
A couple of us here have got the Oculus Quest 2. And I'm not saying you should go get into it, but it's totally worth it, and it is a fantastic entry level virtual reality. There are far better and far more expensive sets, but for an affordable home virtual reality experience, it's a really good bet, and I will plug it wholeheartedly.
Okay.
And I've had one of those $1,200 VR sets, and they're nice. They are nice, but the $300 and $400 ones that are out now are for, like I said, for entry level VR. They're amazing.
Bang for your buck.
Yes, and the games for them, they're affordable. They're not expensive, and simply put, the sharing aspect, the social aspect alone. Like now, these guys haven't done it with me yet, but we all have VR. There was a game called Walkabout Mini Golf, and it's just what you think. It's putt-putt. Okay, now I know you know how to putt-putt. So,
are you talking to me?
Yes, you used to go with us when we were at the Pink Girlfriend. Okay.
That was a completely different putt-putt I was playing with at that time.
My point being,
several chemicals ago.
My point being, with all of us scattered, I'm playing putt-putt regularly now with a friend of mine in Florida, up in well, Tommy hasn't gotten in yet, but another friend of mine up in that area, another friend here in Augusta, and a friend of mine lives out in LA, and we played together, and it was so much more, not only immersive, but social than I really expected it to be. I mean, let's just be blunt. If the five of us in this little call were to all go to play putt-putt together at the putt-putt golf course, we'd have a damn good time. We would. The jokes would be flying, the nostalgia would be rocking. We'd all be making dick jokes with the putt-putt, with the putter and all that. All of us would. We would. Okay.
Which shaft should I use?
I'd be making ball jokes. Thank you very much.
I'm playing
too hard.
with 4 of my gay friends, and we're all playing a game about putting balls in a hole using a putter. So you can imagine the kind of jokes that we are making. The point being,
Red band.
Yes, very. But it is the social aspect that is phenomenal. I didn't think it would be as strong as it is, and it's amazing.
This looks like a long drive. Which wood should I use?
When you're in the game, all you look like is a floating head with glasses and a sun visor and a hand with a putter. That's it. And you would think that would feel kind of lacking. It doesn't. It's it feels like you're there with your friends because you're using the speaker on the headset. So you sound, if you're standing off to my left, I hear you off to my left.
Oh, that sounds like something out of, did any of you ever see Ready Player One?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
That's exactly what it is.
Yep.
Okay.
You can even get the biosuits. Of course, they're not quite on that level yet. They're coming.
And there are also things like treadmills they can use to also simulate like actual walking in VR as well.
Yeah, those are super oppressively expensive.
Well, right, yeah.
Are there, but you can get them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like everything technology-wise, it'll eventually come down in price. So
that's true.
Yeah.
It will all come to us.
Yes. Right. I had something to interject, and now I don't remember what it was. So we'll just go with Pagan Tech.
Oh, yes. My Twitch channel is actually twitch.tv/Pagantech, Pagantek. You can find me usually, if I'm on there, usually streaming some weird science-y or spacey game, such as Kerbal or No Man's Sky Elite Dangerous, or some flight simulator like Flight Simulator. But other than that,
the other day, that was pretty cool.
Oh yeah, you did that. I appreciate you stopping by.
And you're doing helicopter, yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, I was doing some search and rescue missions in Flight Simulator. Loved it. I have so much fun playing the helicopter. But that's usually where I'm at. And then on the YouTube channel is some of my photography stuff. And then I'm going to start throwing these up on my YouTube channel as well. Cool. But other than that, that's me in a nutshell.
Sweet. Oh, how'd I get in this bloody big nutshell?
I'm going to wish real quick. I wanted to say Tommy and Pagan Tech both thank you for stopping by my stream the other night. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I got you. I've been trying to keep an eye on Twitch more than I would normally because we're doing all this now. So I'm trying to hop in there whenever I see you guys online. Same thing. I have a good friend. His name's Tom Callahan. He does a hockey show.
I know Tom Callahan. I worked with him a few times.
Yeah. Okay. He does it's just called Talking Puck. He does it once a week. He's got a big he's got a Discord channel too, actually. But so when I see him on there, I try to hop in and say hello to him and whatnot. So, yeah, I don't Twitch stream myself, but I'm certainly not opposed to hopping in there. And even if I have the sound down, at least being in the channel and seeing what's going on. Which reminds me that I remember what I was going to say now. Pagan Tech, whenever Jerry gets around to starting up a stream, regardless of whatever it is he might decide to stream, we may be calling upon your expertise for some technical questions because you are way more well versed in the whole video streaming thing than I am. So I would probably defer to you as far as the knowledge on that goes.
We got you covered. Not worried about it.
Well, for that matter, Jerry probably knows more about it than I do because he was streaming the other day building a Lego set, and I was just like,
oh yeah. Well, granted, it was to Discord, not Twitch, but.
Oh well, yeah, but still, I mean, you know. So JD, what do you have to plug, my dear?
For ears.
I was gonna say plug a leak, but okay. No. Well, you know, Saturday, 7 to 9, Signal to Noise. I'm loving it, and I hope that more people. I've already sent the word out, and I've got more people that are like, "Yeah, well, listen, I'm going to tune in, whether or not they do." You know, because I know really flaky people. Green Bear. But there's that, and then there's on Sundays from 3 to 6 or 4 to 7. It kind of varies. BostonRockRadio.com with Wayne Benson. We do a show and we laugh it up. The yucks are flying and it's more fun. No, when touring starts to get going and the guys go out on the road, I'll probably be going with them when they do like a long string, not these one-off shows, but I'll probably be like I don't know, security guard, child psychotherapist, makeup, wardrobe, that kind of stuff. You know, assistant, be going on the road with them when that happens. So a lot of things cooking in the future, just don't know when the future is going to happen.
Don't forget to send me some of that.
Yes.
Yeah, drop that in the Dropbox for me because I want to put them in the rotation. So for me, you can find my shenanigans at stnradio.com. JD has a show Saturdays at 7. The Reverend Robert Evil does in Goth and Industrial at 9 on Fridays. He does punk on Tuesdays from 6 until basically whenever he gets tired of playing punk. Because all those songs are like a minute and a half long, so he can fit 52 songs into an hour, basically. Let me see. Sunday mornings at 11 is my lovely wife, Patty Kay. She does Brunch with the Beatles. Sunday evening at 6, Jerry Formal and myself do 2 hours of metal with The Forge. And Sunday evenings, immediately following The Forge, is the Round Table of Fools. So I will be editing this show probably tomorrow, and then it'll air Sunday evening. And again, I am streaming music 24 hours a day now. I think I've got another 20-ish gigs of space on the Auto DJ that I'm going to eventually fill up with some more tunage. So anytime you tune in, we may not be live, but there will be music playing. So it's always a good thing. And people have actually, I've been sort of keeping track. People have actually been listening to the canned music. Maybe they just have it on in the background or whatever. I don't know, but doesn't matter to me. I mean, listeners are listeners, you know. And the more word we can spread about not only the Green Bears channel and Pagan Text channel and Signal to Noise, the better it is for everybody. So spread the word, social media, skywriting, smoke signals, carrier pigeon. I have approximately a shit ton of STN stickers, which JD, I'll send you some stickers that you can.
Yes.
You can hand out. Awesome. Yeah. I'll send you some. Just text me your mailing address, whatever, your snail mail address.
Send me some too.
Okay, yeah, absolutely, I will. Phil, I can send you some too if you want.
I'll put a stack of them down at the Highlander.
I think we need some patches for like jackets or something.
Oh, I want one of those too. Yeah.
Well,
like a Velcro patch or something.
Yeah, anything having to do with embroidery is a little bit more expensive than a sticker. So, but yes, I will put patches on the list for sure. Because I know a guy in central Pennsylvania that's got a printing company, and I think they do embroidery too and do patches and stuff. So I'll hit, his name's Devin. I'll hit Devin up and see what his prices are as far as that goes. And there's a dude down in Augusta, Georgia. His name is Nick Proctor. He has started pressing buttons for me. So I've got some buttons. Maybe I'll send you a couple buttons too, JD. And
those kind of buttons.
Yeah, buttons like you wear, not like buttons like you would button up your pants or whatever.
Not what I was thinking.
This button.
I know
that one.
I don't think that's the button she was talking about. Eh?
No.
Anyway, on that note, and Jerry, I'm going to assume that you've got not a lot slash nothing to plug at the moment.
Not yet, but again, I will be sure to let you know once if or slash when I do.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, you're done with school now, so you know, you can, you know, if you want to start in on your streaming, I'm not pressuring you or anything, but if you want to, if that's something you want to explore, I'm happy to help you get all that underway. So, and I obviously, I guess Pagan Tech is as well.
Hopefully, I can stream VR as well because
cool.
Because 5 minutes ago, I may or may not have just caved and bought a VR game on Steam. But anyway,
what did you get?
I bought Boneworks.
I've been looking at that.
Aiden likes that.
I've been watching the game for months and it hadn't got on sale, so I'm like, you know what? I've got the money. I'll just go ahead and do it. So
yeah,
it's one of the more advanced VR games actually on the market as of right now. So that's
what sort of game is it? I mean, is it like a FPS or?
It's a FPS adventure game. Oh. I guess that's sort of the best way to put it.
That's cool. All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys could figure out how to stream VR, that would be super cool. That would be a good. That'd be a great, good hook for your streaming channel. Actually, is hey, you know, in addition to this and that, I stream VR on whatever. So yeah, that'd be super cool. Actually.
Yeah.
Cool. We're gonna really tax the. Oh, and that's one more thing before we sign off. I'm thinking about moving from Xfinity to Comcast Business for my internet because Xfinity.
Oh yes.
Pissed me off. I hate Xfinity. I'm not a fan of Comcast just generally, but like they, in addition to the weird Windows thing yesterday, freaking Comcast or Xfinity went down a couple times during the broadcast, and it's just super annoying.
See this right here. See this?
It seems like every other day.
It's my shocked face.
Our internet, you know, just shits the bed or something.
The bed for no reason, right? Yeah, start everything. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that is going to do it for this round of the table. No, wait. This round table of fools thing, I guess. That's going to do it for this week. So thanks again for everybody for tuning in and putting up with us for the last hour and a half or so. We do appreciate it. Please tune in next week. Same bat time, same bat channel, and I will hand it over to Mr. Pagan Tech. Take it away, sir.
Thank you much. And thanks, everybody, for sticking around for the Round Table of Fools. These idiots, nincompoops, and ne'er-do-wells have wasted enough of your time, and we're headed off to the sunset for tonight. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.